Welcome back, guys. At the end of this video, you should know how to align an object onto or beside another object. What does it mean to align an object? To align means to move an object from one location and place it at some other location or along some line or edge of an existing line or figure. So this figure can be aligned here. It could be aligned in the middle. It could be aligned here or anywhere on this drawing. Now, how do we align, say for example, this object onto this object? The first step is to enter the alias or the shortcut key for align. We do that by typing AL followed by the enter key. The command bar will then change to align. Then it will ask you to select object or objects to be aligned. You will then go ahead, select this object. Once the object has been selected, you will then be asked to specify the first source. The source is the object that you intend to move from that location to fit or match onto another object. So the first source would have been this point. Say for example, I wish to fit this object here onto this point right here. It means therefore that I would want to match this point along here, this point here, and any point here down in this direction. So first I would left click on my first source, which in this case it would be here. Click here. This will then change. The command bar will then change and ask you to select the first destination. First source, as I want this point to match here, I would click this point as my first destination. This will then change. It will then ask you to select the second source. I would then click here, which is this side, be that I want this side to match here, this side here, this side here. So I'll then click this point as my second source, click here as my second destination. Now, AutoCAD doesn't know if we want to flip it like this or like that. So it will ask for a third source. In that case, I could choose here, here, or there, or here, there, or this point. Say in this case, I choose here. I would left click here. It will then ask me to click my third destination. Now, if I could click up here or someplace down here. If I click down here or anywhere down here, it will flip it. It will align it like this. Like this. If I click anywhere above these 2 points, anywhere up here, it will align it like this, pretty much. In other words, it is like having 3 strings, one attached here, one here, and one here. And all strings are being pulled to get this to fit into the space, pretty much. So in this case, I would choose down here as my third destination. And this will automatically jump into the space right here. Just as that. We could also align this object to, say, this object. Right? So again, we would type AL for align, followed by our enter key. We will then select object to be aligned, thus. This will then ask us to select our first source. Now, say I want this to be aligned in the center, aligned here. I would probably choose here as my center, or here, I'll choose here as my first source. I would then click this point as I want this point to fit here. I would then click here. This would then change and ask me to select my second source. I would then left click here, then left click at this point. So here aligns to this point. Again, it will ask me to select my third source. I would then click any of these points up here. Here, here, or there. Let's choose here. Then I would click anywhere up here for my third destination. And this would automatically jump from here to a line exactly here, like this. Yep. And that's all there is for alignment. Yeah. Two things to remember is that we need 3